Good evening, everyone. The time right now is 9 o'clock. We'll be having a weather update on our weekend weather coming up in less than 1 minute. If you want to go ahead and share it with your friends and family to tune in to give them an idea of what's going to be happening in South Carolina coming up on Sunday. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante in the News 19 Weather Center, and want to give you an update on the latest information from both the National Weather Service and from our News 19 WLTX Weather Center. The National Weather Center has issued an ice storm warning for our northern Midland communities. They've also issued a winter storm watch for our central Midland communities. Now, this is not in effect right now. It will be in effect by late tomorrow night and go right through until early Monday morning. This is what we're looking at this time as far as the impacts that we're expecting that will likely happen throughout at least Sunday morning throughout the day. The northern Midland counties, so we're talking about Kershaw, Fairfield, and Newberry counties, there is the likelihood of a significant ice accumulation. There will be rain, there will be freezing rain, but the likely largest impact is going to be a significant amount of ice that will be coming down and accumulating. For our central Midland counties, so this will be Saluda, Lexington, Richland, Sumter, and Lee counties, there is the possibility of some ice accumulations, but there's a likelihood of freezing rain. We'll explain about that in a little while. Now, we don't have any watches or even warnings for our southern Midland counties. That's going to be Aiken, Clarendon, Calhoun, and Orangeburg counties, but we still are expecting heavy rainfall and the possibility of brief freezing rain early Sunday morning, more like Sunday overnight. First, to the ice. Our computer model, our in-house model, is indicating that we're not expecting anything at all until possibly Saturday midnight. But at that point, once the ice starts, there is the potential that Sunday morning, while we're sleeping, all the way through Sunday afternoon and evening, the total amount of accumulations, the highest total right now is indicated by this model for Saluda, Newberry, and Fairfield counties. However, you notice that there's still a little bit of pink here, even though it's showing 1/100th of an inch of ice. Pretty much everything along and north of Interstate 20 in the Midlands will likely have some kind of ice accumulations. The best chance will be from Saluda to Newberry to Fairfield to Kershaw counties. Now, there is the possibility of freezing rain in other portions of the Midland counties, but the amount of accumulation will probably be small, but there still is a chance for that freezing rain and ice. Now, the rainfall, notice there's nothing nothing showing up at Saturday at 7 o'clock. The rain will start coming in sometime, give or take, around midnight. It'll first start in the northwestern Midlands, then start pushing through, and as it does, while we're sleeping on Sunday, the rain's going to come in, and sometime Sunday afternoon, and I'm waiting for these models to update because I still don't think these are right amount. I think most of our Midland communities, especially in the southern and central portions of the Midlands, could receive over an inch to near half an inch of rainfall, and then portions of the northern Midlands could receive at least an inch and a half of total rainfall. But here's the problem with the rain. These are going to be the wind chill temperatures throughout the entire evolution of the storm. We're expecting winds to be sustained at about 15 miles an hour, gusting at times from 25 to 30. So this is the projected wind chill temperature at around Saturday midnight. Most of the wind chill temperatures are going to be below freezing, but from Saturday midnight through early Sunday morning by sunrise, they're going to drop into the teens. So the biggest impact is that if it's raining on you and it's been nothing but rain, it's very likely that anything, maybe the ground, maybe the driveway, maybe the roads, but certainly anything that's above the ground, your trees, your mailbox, the light posts, the power lines, the telephone lines. If enough rain is generated on them, they'll start to accumulate and start turning into icicles. And that's the biggest threat through the central and northern Midlands, that if these temperatures do come to fruition, we're talking about the possibility of widespread power outages in our northern counties. And then in our central counties, we could be looking at scattered power outages. So something to keep in mind. And then that's just Sunday morning. Now by Sunday midday, notice that the wind chills are not too bad. They're most of them well above freezing. But here's the thing. By Sunday midday, the winds are going to start to shift from the northeast to the southwest. And as we get into sunset Sunday night, winds are going to be coming out of the west, and now the temperatures are dropping again into the teens. And by Monday morning, we're looking at wind chill temperatures still in the teens. And here's the issue with that. Any area that has not, in fact, I think I lost the graphic here, any areas that have not had their rain that has melted or evaporated, well, the problem we're going to have now is all of that is going to freeze. So what we're looking at, the possibility, if that rain hasn't evaporated, the streets haven't cleared up, we're looking at the likelihood of wet roadways Sunday night. That will refreeze. So you're looking at Sunday night into Monday morning. I'm not talking about Monday morning at sunrise. I'm talking about mid-Monday morning. There's likely going to be black ice. It's very likely going to be in the northern Midlands, and then the possibility of our central Midland communities. This is how it's going to play out. First off, later on Sunday, if you got plans for tonight, go out and enjoy it. There's not going to be anything at all. You wake up tomorrow morning, there's not going to be anything at all other than a lot of clouds. Those clouds are going to stick around. No rain is expected right through Saturday night. It's Saturday overnight where the rain is going to start. It may start just before midnight, but the real start is going to be after midnight. This is where we're going to see the first round of mixed precipitation about 1 o'clock. After 1 o'clock, everyone's going to be raining, and there's going to be a good chance of widespread freezing rain or sleet or ice. Again, the best chance for the sleet and ice accumulations will be in the northern Midlands. In the central portions of the Midlands, there is a good chance that we're going to have freezing rain. There might be again in the southern Midlands, but it may be brief. Now, it's not going to be until midday that the rain starts tapering off, and then with warming temperatures, any precipitation that's coming down is going to be in form of rain. There could be a couple snowflakes as this starts to end, and that's Sunday midday, Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. That's it. No more rain. The clouds start to clear out. But again, by Monday morning, the skies start to clear out. So if you have enough sunshine, it may melt away anything that's on the roadways. But if not, especially in areas that have a lot of shade, if you live in a community that's got a lot of trees, very likely that road or that driveway is not going to dry up first thing in the morning. It's going to be a while until midday where it finally starts to dry up from the sunshine that we're expecting on Monday throughout the day. Now, statewide, again, we've got winter storm warnings in effect for most of the upstate. The ice storm warning for the rest of the upstate, the northern Midlands, and portions of the PD. Then a winter storm watch for the central Midlands all the way out to the eastern PD. All of this is in effect late Saturday night right through early Monday morning. Now, if you're watching us and you are out of the Midlands, but you're somewhere in South Carolina, or you have to go somewhere outside of the Midlands, this is what we're going to be expecting. Again, Saturday, absolutely nothing. It's going to be clear. By the time we get to late Saturday night, the snow and rain starts to move into portions of the upstate, and then by midnight, a blanket of heavy snowfall is expected to start in the upstate with the mixed precipitation throughout the PD and the northern Midlands, and then after that, that's when just about all of the state is going to start dealing with the freezing rain, the sleet, the ice, the snow, depending on where you are in South Carolina. But notice, along I-95 and all points east, all the way out to the Grand Strand, the Low Country, and all points inland, there's the likelihood of very heavy and quite cold rainfall. And we're talking about any amount of rainfall that's going to come down in these areas, especially along the coastline, could be in the tune of 1.5 inches or more. And we're not expecting any kind of freezing rain along the coast and coastal inland, but it's still going to be quite a bit of rainfall. By the time we get into Sunday midday, pretty much all of the coastal and coastal inland South Carolina, the rain's done. You might see a little bit of sunshine, but the snow will still be continuing, light snow showers in the upstate, and then portions of the Midlands and the PD may still have lingering rain. It'll be warm enough that it'll just come in rain. But as we get into Sunday night, everything ends all throughout the Palmetto State, and it's just into the morning that will clear up. Now, we wanted to make sure that we give you the latest guidance. Another information update from the National Weather Center and from our models will be coming in for the 11 o'clock newscast. But we're here right now taking your questions, because I know that everybody, including myself, have been asking questions like, what are we expecting? So, Tony, what kind of questions have our viewers been asking?
Well, I think a lot of people are saying, maybe I have to go to work Sunday morning. What realistically are they going to encounter if they're having to go to work Sunday morning?
Well, the issue about Sunday morning is that depending on where you are, in fact, we're just going to go ahead and pinpoint exactly what we're going to be expecting. So, midnight, let's just say that you work overnight. I used to work at Walmart as a loader, so that 11 a.m. or that 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., I know the feeling. So if you are required to do any kind of traveling, this is going to be pretty much around midnight. So let's just say between midnight and 2 a.m. on Sunday, pretty much everything from the Sumter Highway across through Garner's Ferry, Divine Street, all the way across through Sunset Boulevard, and then along Columbia Highway. Everything north of that, you've got the best chance for an early start of sleet, ice, and or freezing rain. That's between midnight and 2 a.m. Everything south of that is going to have very likely cold rain. But between midnight and pretty much around sunrise, so sunrise is about 7:30. At that point, most of the Midlands are going to be dealing with treacherous road conditions. The northern Midlands will very likely have most of the roads just impassable, okay? Other than the main highway, so like I-77 going through Fairfield County, I-26 through Newberry County, I-20 going through southern Kershaw County, those roads we know that SCDOT are treating them, but still treat the roads, still treat the interstates and the highways as if it was just as slick as it was in your neighborhood and your driveway, because the treatment may work, but the roads are still going to be slick. Outside of the major highways, the northern Midlands, don't even bother going out if you don't have to. The roads are going to be that treacherous. If you're anywhere in the central Midlands, you're looking at a heavy rain. That will be freezing rain as well. So anything, like as an example, I was telling my girlfriend this, that the mailbox in the morning, I live in Lower Richland, it'll start raining. At about 6, 7 o'clock, that rain is going to start freezing because of how cold the air is. I wouldn't be surprised if you see icicles off of my mailbox early Sunday morning. Even though this is depicting from Clarendon, Calhoun, Orangeburg, and Aiken County that there's very likely going to be freezing rain, it may be brief. And the reason why is that the temperatures are going to be the warmest in the southern tier of the Midlands. By midday, most of us are going to be able to start driving around, because not only is the rain ending, or whatever the precipitation is, but the temperatures, for the most part, in the central and southern Midlands are expected to get at least above 38 to 39 degrees, maybe a little bit colder in Newberry, Saluda, Fairfield, and Kershaw counties. But overall, most of the Midland roads will be fine on Sunday midday. By Sunday, as we get towards sunset, the skies are going to be clear, so the temperatures aren't dropping yet. It's going to be after sunset on Sunday where the temperatures are going to be dropping rapidly. And even though the skies are going to be clearing out Monday morning, anything, again, that has not evaporated, if it's still wet Sunday night, it's going to refreeze going into Monday. Tony?
Let me see. I think, just concerned about the widespread potential for power outages in the central Midlands.
Okay. The issue that we have when it comes to the ice. Now, again, the National Weather Service already has an ice warning for the northern Midlands. So let's just say if we're concentrating only on Lexington and Richland County, we'll start there. There is a possibility that we may have scattered power outages because depending on how much ice comes down. Now, the criteria for an ice storm warning is at least a 1/4 inch of ice. But the problem is, if you get a tenth of an inch of ice on the power lines, they're going to weigh down. If it's anything more than that, it may weigh down and not break. But with the winds expected to gust over 25 miles an hour, it's going to be very easy for those power lines to flail and possibly break. Another problem is that we have a lot of dormant trees right now. They're going to get caked in rain. If it's cold enough and windy enough, and the wind chills are expected to be in the teens, those trees are going to be frozen and may break off and hit power lines. So for Central Midlands, for Lexington and Richland County, that's a possibility. It's also a possibility for Sumter and Lee counties as well, and then for Saluda. Now, this computer model is indicating there's going to be a lot more in Saluda. But the bottom line is that if you live anywhere in the Central and Northern Midlands, there is a good chance for scattered power outages. The biggest chance is going to be in our Northern Midland communities where the air is going to be cold enough. There's going to be a lot more ice accumulation. So unfortunately, there is the distinct possibility of widespread power outages in many areas of the Northern Midlands. So keep that in mind because that'll likely happen early in the morning on Sunday. Now again, this is what we're going to be watching with all the amount of rainfall, but the key thing is that the warnings are already out with the ice storm warnings and the winter storm watches. At this point, based on the model criteria and the information from the National Weather Center, that we're not probably going to see a winter storm watch for the Southern Midlands. That may happen. At best right now, my best guess is that we may end up with a winter weather advisory for the Southern Midlands, but this is pretty much a telltale sign that this could be, as I mentioned in the newscast earlier tonight, this may be the second largest, if not close to, the largest winter storm outbreak we've had in the Midlands since back in the snowpocalypse of January 2004. Now, we will have updates on everything as far as the weather is concerned from beginning to end on our 11 o'clock newscast. We'll have this information going out and sneak peek. I'm not going to let you guys go through this weekend alone. Meteorologist Corey Smith will be here in the weekend evenings. Meteorologist Daniel Bonds will be here in the weekend mornings. I'll be here pretty much the entire day, Saturday night all the way through Monday, to keep you guys aware with team coverage. Stay safe, and we'll see you on News 1911 on News 19. Have a good night.